she's a mediocre singer, can't rap. Just what about her makes her in the top 2? You tell me.
I thought you were about to clear it up.
I'm not clearing it. I'm doubling down.
I'm doubling down on it.
Fuck.
It's Lil Baby.
Welcome back to We Felt That.
Yo.
Episode 6. My name is Aram.
Gary here.
I wanted to respond to something that we said last podcast.
Here we go.
That got me in trouble. Why am I always getting in trouble?
I never tell somebody their take is wrong, but your take was wrong.
Listen, my take was not wrong. It was uneducated.
Okay, fair.
My take was not wrong.
Internet corrected your ass real quick.
Listen, I'm not saying it because the internet said it. That ain't never been me, right? But I won't lie. I think the conversation that we had showed me that I was more so probably looking at JT in a brighter light because of what JT's discography means to me personally.
Well, I mean to anybody, right? His discography is better than JC's, 100%, 1,000,000%.
And I think I took that and my personal affinity for JT's music as him being more talented. But I reviewed the files. And JC is objectively a better singer. I reviewed the files.
Thank you.
But I thought it would be fun because I was then thinking about, what other groups produce stars, multiple stars? And who is the star of those groups in hindsight?
Okay, the star or the better singer? Two very different things.
Let's go most talented. So let's go we'll do this for a couple of groups because there's a lot of conversations and a lot of nuance to this conversation, right? Let's go who is the most talented from each of these groups?
Bet.
One Direction.
Harry.
Oh, that is not who I thought you were going to say.
He's the most talented, but he's not the best singer.
Oh, wait. So I'm going to say respectfully, I think it's actually the opposite in terms of career. I think that Zayn is the most talented, but Harry has had the better career.
Because he's more talented.
No.
Yes. Okay. Here's how I'm breaking it down. All right. I've never been to a concert. I've never seen Harry perform live, but I've seen clips. As a performer, he's more impactful, more engaging, and he's just more fun to watch. Zayn, on the flip side, is a better singer.
Okay.
You see where I'm going with that?
Fair.
That doesn't translate to onstage presence. Harry's onstage presence, magnetic. Like, you want to watch the guy. The guy's doing some dope shit all the time. Zayn, you don't watch him, you just hear him.
Okay, so let me reframe the question. Right, because I would say, like, if you're taking that into consideration, I would probably agree with you, right? Like, Harry Styles sold out MSG like 26 nights in a row, right? Like, he's a beast. He's an absolute freak when it comes to, like, touring and all of that.
Yeah, he's a monster.
But if I said, hey, just the music, would you still hold that same answer?
That's subjective. No. My answer is going to be no. I'm an R&B guy. Zayn punches out R&B hits like no other. The song with Sia, the song with Taylor Swift, like you got me over here.
Pillow Talk?
Yeah. Pillow Talk. What else? The Jisoo song, that was great. I mean, he puts out R&B bangers, and that's the kind of music I like. I don't necessarily dislike Harry's music. It's just not for me.
So I thought about it. So I know it is subjective, right? But I was trying to look at it from an objective like lens, right? Because I think that I'm more partial to Zayn's type of music.
Oh, for sure.
I'm an R&B fan, right? And like I'm not into like the pop shit, right? Yeah. But I thought about like, damn, Harry, like objectively, the Watermelon Sugar joint.
That was fire.
And what's the other song off that album that I'm thinking about? Fuck. Watermelon Sugar. And then, As It Was.
Yeah, As It Was good too.
Both Harry Styles hits. And I was trying to think of like what songs Zayn had that had the same level of impact, and I couldn't come up with one.
Harry's songs are more impactful because he has a larger fan base. I think that's where the discrepancy comes in. For me, I think Zayn is better for my taste because I like R&B, right? The songs hit better for me. But on a larger scale, when it comes to like fan bases, plays on Spotify, this, that, and the third, Harry's gonna take him over. It is what it is. He just has a larger fan base.
All right, Jonas Brothers.
Damn.
I don't think that this should be that hard of a question.
I think it's tough. I think it's tough.
I think the only answer here is Nick.
Nick. Yeah, Nick. I was gonna say Nick. Joe's good too. But I think Nick takes the cake.
I think that Nick, like, I don't want to say washes Joe.
No. It's close. It's like 45-55. It's close.
When I think about both of their solo careers,
Yeah.
Nick had hits.
Yeah. He had a better solo career, but not by far.
Bro, he had a Ty Dolla feature.
That's fair. Yeah, it's Nick. For me, it's Nick.
It's Nick.
It's Nick. It's not. It's close, but it's Nick.
Would you think that, like, once this clip comes out, you think it's gonna be close?
No, I think it's Nick. I don't think it's that far off, but I think the majority of the people are gonna go towards Nick over Joe.
Internet, let us know. Let us know. I know you guys are gonna let us know because y'all have feelings about these things.
It's Nick. I think it's Nick by far.
Blackpink,
easy rankings.
Easy rankings. You're gonna go ranking.
I can go 1 through 4.
I'm gonna let you do that because I've taken a lot of heat for this podcast in the last like month, so I'm gonna let you do the full ranking.
Here we're gonna do this. Aesthetically, I'll rank it the way I think is fair for my taste. Right? Aesthetically, who I find attractive might not necessarily be who you find attractive.
Whoa. Wait, are you aesthetically ranking them?
Both.
Or are we ranking their talent?
We're going through aesthetics. And all right, you want to do talent?
Let's do talent. All right.
Talent wise, all right. It's a toss up. Jisoo's on the bottom. Jisoo's 4. Jenny's 3. Rosie and Lisa are 1 and 2. 1A, 2A. Or 1A, 1B.
Stand in it. Say who's 1, say who's 2. Stand in it.
Oh, God. Okay.
Say who's 1 and say who's 2.
Because I like people who sing versus people who dance and rap more so, I'm going to say Rosanna's 1 and Lisa has to be 2.
There's bias.
She's a singer. She can play the guitar. And if you guys haven't heard it yet, go on YouTube, look up Rosé's rendition cover of John Mayer's "Slow Dancing in a Burning Room," and you'll know why she's number 1. I'm just being
all right, hold on. That because we got that list.
I'm just saying.
Now we need to hear the aesthetics list.
Aesthetically,
because you just gave us that, so now we have to get the aesthetics list because now I got to see the bias. I got to see the bias.
I'll give you my bias. Aesthetically, Rosie's number 1.
Okay, so we got the bias.
I'm just saying, Rosie's number 1. Number 2, aesthetically, Jisoo's number 2. Lisa 3, Jenny 4. Oh, God, I'm going to get shit on so bad.
Yo, I cannot wait. It's going to be 1 week of this pod not catching heat because of me.
And here's why Jenny's number 4, because I know these Jenny fans are about to slander me. To me, Jenny still looks like a child. She looks like a teenager.
Yo, so hold on. Because you gave your personal, like, talent, right? Like, talent list.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, like, do you think that there is a agreed upon order in, like, the community that are Blackpink fans?
For talent?
Yeah.
There's agreed upon order on the bottom, but not on the top.
You would think so?
Jenny fans are going to say she's number 1 talent-wise. I think she's probably the 3rd best vocalist in that group.
Okay, but, like, imagine we polled this.
Yeah.
You think that it would be real split?
No, I think it'll be very lopsided that Jenny's going to be number 1.
Really?
The internet is going to flood Jenny and then flood Lisa, and then Rosie will be 3rd. Or maybe it'll be Lisa and Rosie 2 and 3. I think Jisoo's going to be on the bottom because that's like the general consensus that she's the.
But you would say that there is a consensus.
Yeah,
is it like a Beyonce? Is it like a Beyonce level consensus?
Not because of the talent, but because of the fan base. Korean fans are rabid fans. These netizens will vote for their artist until the death of them. Like, they'll vote for Jenny even if they don't fully believe in their hearts that Jenny is the most talented one. They'll still vote because that's her favorite, or that's their favorite person in the group. That's their bias.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jenny's gonna be 1 because she has the largest fan base. 2 and 3 is gonna be mixed, and Jisoo's gonna be 4th.
I can't wait for the internet to cook you.
Oh God!
I cannot wait.
Can we cut that part?
I cannot wait for the internet to cook you.
Me
This is about to be so much fun.
It's so bad. Me putting Jenny at 4 is gonna get myself cooked. Oh God.
Oh, you think that's what's gonna get you cooked, bro?
Okay. Hey, look at it this way. She can't dance well. Can't really. She's a mediocre singer. Can't rap. Just what about her makes her in the top 2? You tell me.
I thought you were about to clear it up.
I'm not clearing it. I'm doubling down.
I'm doubling down on it.
Fuck, I'm doubling down.
One of the GOATs, Joe Budden, said him and his manager believe that 40% of podcasts by Q1 next year will not exist. To add on to that, Akademiks then replies and says podcasting is basically radio, where it won't really be around because he basically said it's because of the speed of streaming and how quickly the news cycle is. I figured as the self-described podcaster and somebody who's super involved in the streaming space, we would have thoughts. What do you think?
I don't think he's wrong. Like, I don't agree with a lot of Joe Budden's takes. I think he has a lot of unhinged takes, but in this moment, I think podcasting is coming up to its last legs, right? I think streaming is gonna, not that it hasn't already overtaken it, but it's such a better market. It's more interactive, and just quite frankly, it's more lucrative.
I think so. I think it is more lucrative. I think that if we describe the things that podcasting lacks in, right? I think speed counts for like a lot of this, right? I think the news cycle and people's attention span being like less than 24 hours, like the news cycle is less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're lucky if you can make a viral hit and it stays viral for more than that. If you do that, then you have like a mega hit. But I did think about that certain things of quality and research take a little bit more time to develop that I think is lacking in streaming. Like, for example, when the Kendrick and Drake stuff was going on, you saw live reactions. You saw live reactions from every streamer. As soon as a record dropped, within the next minute, it was a race to see who could get their take out first because it meant immediate virality. But I think about that time in our recent history, and the only take I really remember was Joe Budden's. And I think it's because things that require a good level of thought, good level of analysis, it takes time. Like you hip to like Pablo Torre and what he's kind of been doing. He's the investigative journalist that did the research on the Kawhi Leonard maybe circumventing the salary cap
With the tree planting?
with the tree planting, with the tree planting bit. And the reason I want to bring that up is something like that. That's like real journalism. So he can't just produce mass levels of content every day, but it's impactful content. Because Akademiks is right. Akademiks is absolutely right. All of this shit is content.
Right. But here's the thing. That's journalism. Podcasting isn't necessarily journalism, though.
I think done in the right way, it is.
Yeah, but what is that? Like 0.5% of all podcasters are actually seen as intelligent, informative people. Everybody else is just giving their opinions. They're not reporting anything.
Okay. So let's talk about that, right? Because that is a good point. Maybe because I have a little bit more reverence for the craft of podcasting. I think that there's a little bit, they might not be, podcasters aren't journalists. Not all podcasters are journalists.
Correct.
But I do think that there is something to being a spokesperson for a community or a spokesperson for a generation that is shared amongst podcasters, shared amongst journalists, honestly, also shared amongst comedians.
Yeah, but again, that's very few and far in between because you have to look at it from a broader perspective. How many podcasters believe what you believe in and really hold true to that ethos? And how many really just are doing it for the clout and doing it just so they can hear themselves talk?
Okay, so that gets me to like what I think about Joe Budden saying like, hey, like 40% of podcasts won't exist. I'm so happy that is the case.
Yeah.
Because you're right. The same thing that is happening in streaming, the same thing happens to anything that's lucrative for the amount of time that it is. The people that are really about it, do it well, bring some money into it, show everyone there's a blueprint for some money in this, and then it gets hoarded by everybody who's looking for a quick bag.
Yeah.
But it's like that Drake line, right? Like, only the real shit is here.
Yeah.
All that other shit, here today, gone tomorrow.
Great album, by the way.
Great album. Is it safe to say Drake takes a gun like that? Great album. I didn't even share my Spotify Wrapped because you know what it was.
I didn't, but
You know what it was.
Mine is actually all over the place.
Mine is all over the place, but you know who sits at one?
Is it Drake? Really?
It's Drake. I'm a brown boy at 29. Of course that shit is Drake. As hard as it was, because think about the year that we've had. Like I had great music to listen to. Like that Clips album was on repeat, but still, just the back catalog of Drake will always outdo it. That's why I didn't even share the Spotify Wrap this year.
I didn't bother. Everybody else was sharing theirs. I think my top 5 songs, 1 through 5, were all in 5 different languages. I've been like kind of diversifying a little bit. So I had like Chinese, I had Korean, I had a French song in there, a Spanish song, and then an English song to rap. It's kind of all over the place.
It's sick though, because think about how diverse our taste palette is when it comes to music. And even with people as diverse of a taste palette when it comes to music as us, Drake is still always in the picture.
Yeah. I mean, not recently, but I mean, he's going to go down as one of the GOATs, for sure.
Nah, inescapable. But for Spotify Wraps, he might have that back catalog turning at all points.
He might. Yeah, you're not wrong. Him and Bieber.
Yukon was my most played song. Yukon is
great. Bro, Yukon is great. That whole album was amazing.
Incredible. JV is a pop legend. I think to like kind of like wrap up like the Joe Budden like take, I think that podcasting is kind of going to go the way of radio, where, listen, Ebro, Charlemagne, they're still doing radio.
Yeah.
I think that the rest of y'all are probably going to have to go figure out where to get your next bag. Most of them will migrate to streaming if they haven't already. But the real ones, I think that that's when they kind of like rise to the top. Because you're still going to have a audience out there that really wants like great quality takes. Like, think about it. I don't think that there's that much of a difference between Joe Budden and Dave Chappelle.
How? That's crazy. Okay, you have to explain that. That's crazy.
Listen, when I hear a Dave Chappelle stand-up special, I don't hear just comedy. I'm hearing him narrate an emotion for the public at large.
Okay.
Or for the public at a community. Like I think about when I think about the time that Dave Chappelle did SNL after Trump had gotten elected, and how there was so much pressure on him in that moment, not to be funny. Of course, that was a byproduct of who he is. He's a comedian at heart. But there was so much pressure on him to verbalize how an entire group was feeling in that moment. And I think that type of oral excellence, pause. Pause. Listen, you can't make the look if I pause it right in the moment.
That was wild.
It was wild. It was wild, but we glanced upon it. I think that type of like excellence in speech is important and valued by a lot.
He's a storyteller.
He's a storyteller.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that the medium in which you storytell is the medium that you choose to storytell. And that's why I would say that there's not that much of a difference between Joe Budden and Dave Chappelle. Because when a Drake album drops, everybody wants to know what Joe's thoughts on it are.
Okay. That's fair, but I feel like it's for 2 very different lanes. I don't know if I see it from your point of view. Joe Budden is great in his own lane, but I don't hold him up to the same reverence as Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is as close to a perfect comedian to me as humanly possible.
That's, again, very different take, right? Because I think I look at, like, to me, Joe Budden is like one of one when it comes to podcasters. Like if I had to put podcasting Mount Rushmore, like Joe Budden's face would definitely be up there, right? That's fair. I think just the ability to hold an audience within the palm of your hands, just using your voice. I think that's a skill that's shared by him and Chappelle. And that's what I mean by like real, more alike than different.
Is Gilbert Arenas considered? Is that a podcast?
Yeah, I would say that's.
Is that a podcast or just homies getting together to film content?
Listen, they do show. You're talking to Mike, you a podcast, you're a broadcaster, right? Something like that.
His
right?
is great. I forget what the Gil's Arena I think it's called. Incredible.
Gil is incredible. Gil is incredible. Like there's certain people that have just mastered the ability to hold an audience.
Yeah.
Cultivate the audience, but also hold an audience through your narrative building. Again, storytellers.
Some people are just gifted storytellers, and Joe, Gil, Dave, they're amongst the elite.
I guess moving on to a little bit more somber of a topic, because I wanted to really ask you this. Like I've been having like an existential crisis the last like 48 hours. So you know about like predictive markets. And the reason I personally felt away is like, like right now, like I've been doing podding creation for like 2 years now, basically, like, and 1 year full time.
Yeah, you've been on the grind, yeah.
1 year like full time with like, and so, like I got an opportunity that I'm pursuing, like creating content for like a predictive market. And here's where I'm having an existential crisis. I figured you could help. There's something in me that is telling me that the commodification of everything, and that you can honestly just bet on everything, as somebody who has seen the real lows of gambling, I just don't know if it's sitting right with my consciousness. And like the CEO of Kalshi is also getting flack for his take recently, where he's like, "Listen, we want to create like financialized versions of every event."
Yeah, which is crazy.
What do you first? Let me like. What is your opinion on like predictive markets?
Okay, coming from the world you and I come from, I've seen the darkest of darks, and that is in a very controlled space. When you have it legalized and opened up to a larger spectrum where it's not necessarily focal, where the focal point isn't necessarily at one specific event like a poker table, and then you allow people to, I guess, place wagers on just the world itself, economy, pop culture, weather, I think it's a very dangerous thing. It's going to lead to a lot of collapse. And I'm not talking about mass collapse as far as the economy is concerned. I'm talking about individual collapses of people.
I think it opens the door to a lot of things that we have seen in sports betting, we have seen in poker rooms, where there's just too much incentive for bad actors.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like insider trading is so regulated within financial economies.
Yeah.
Like financial markets.
Everybody knows it happens.
They know it happens, but what happens now when that same insider trading becomes available to everyone? Like right now, they're showing how there's a market where you can bet on the most searched on Google.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of different variations, like where somebody ranks, a lot of that. And they're literally hounding this one account because you can see everybody's trades. So they're hounding this one account because this person hit with 100% accuracy.
That's insane.
And that screams insider trading. That screams I'm somebody at Google.
I work at Google. Yeah.
I work at Google and I knew this information before. And here's the issue. You're trading against other people. And there's no protection for that other person.
No, it's not regulated. So you're at that point where you have the upper hand. And I don't want to even say it's a gamble at this point. Like with that type of information, you're not gambling. You're straight up swindling.
And it also just opens doors to, we talk about it with the NBA, with like Terry Rozier throwing games.
Yeah.
Are we going to start seeing people, because the incentive is there and the liquidity is there, for them to start altering world things because there's a bag involved?
They're probably already doing that now without the bag being involved. So imagine when you put money towards it, how crazy would it be?
I'm trying in my head to also argue the other point, because I'm like, listen, if we believe that insider trading is already happening, we believe that colluding is already happening at the top levels of business and government, does this not just democratize that ability for everybody? Like, a certain senator getting elected doesn't make me a bag, right? But if it could, would I be then incentivized there? So I'm trying to think of like the pros of this, right? Because like maybe it is the democratization of like risk spread across.
I think the cons outweigh the pros in this situation.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And so that gets me to my existential dread and existential question. Do you, because you're somebody who organized games, dealt at games, did you ever feel a moral decay from doing that because you were seeing people ruin their lives around you?
I think it was a difficult situation for me because internally, I don't like to see people hurting, right? Like, when another human is out there really falling apart, you don't ever wish death upon anybody, right? It takes a real piece of shit person for me to wish death on them. But on the flip side, I think about it as you're an adult. You chose to put your money on the table. You chose to play the way you played. If you lose, that's on you. So it was always like a moral dilemma for me. What it came down to was me assessing the situation. If I felt like that person was playing above his means and really getting pounded, that day, then then I would get up and say something and pull them up, like I did with you. Like, hey, yo, like you need to chill out. Remember the first time we met? I pulled you off the table. So
I want like your honest thoughts here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to participate or facilitate, and who the fuck am I, right? So like, what real impact am I having? But like, I don't want to participate in the normalization of a casino-like world. That's like something that that is like my personal actual belief. But on the flip side, I need that money.
I do too, but having spent a lot of time in casinos, I can tell you it is one of the most depressing places in the world for you to be in. For every one person that's super happy and over the moon, there are 1,000 miserable people in that place.
So in my scenario, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm creating content for a predictive market.
Mm-hmm.
Am I I guess I am promoting gambling.
Okay, so I think, all right, and here's how I'm going to say it as respectfully as I can. There is nothing wrong with you going out to get your bag as long as you do it with the ability to sleep at night. If you're morally okay with it, you go out, you make your content, you make your money. I don't think you or I or maybe 99% of the people we know in common have enough influence where we could sway the general public. If you were Bieber doing this and you have control over millions of people, that's a different story. Yours reach and my reach is limited to a certain amount of people, right? So I think you can sleep soundly at night knowing that you're not really fucking with lives as badly as some people could.
I hear what
your pull isn't as strong where you could affect hundreds of millions of people.
I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying. But the thinking that and maybe this is my answer because I clearly can't sleep well at night because of this, right? Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying, but I think about the dope dealer that's dealing dope to like 5 people, and then I think about the dope dealer that's dealing dope to 100 people. If the dope dealer who's dealing to 5 kids, one of them dies, that's still on his hands.
Yeah.
Right? So I hear you. Like, I don't got crazy reach. You don't got crazy reach, right? Mm-hmm. But if I know down the line that one kid got hooked onto gambling because of some shit that I said, and then that kid lost everything, took his life, I feel like there's a moral debt that I would have to sit with.
It would be on you. It would be on you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like,
it would be on me, right?
It would be on you, 100%. But now it's like, is the bag worth that risk?
That shit is, bro. Like I literally have been sitting with this because one part of me is like, yo, this is the only bag available, and maybe that's like a very scarce mindset for me to have. But right now, I'm like looking at this and I'm like, yo, this is the only bag on the table. Mm-hmm. So if it feels real good.
Here's how I would look at it if I were you. take it, run with it for a little bit, and give it a trial and error type of situation, right? If it's not for you in the next couple of months, find the wherewithal to exit it. I think you owe it to yourself to make the money, but you also owe it to yourself to give yourself an out if it's not the right fit.
Yeah, I think that's important. Like, I'm glad that you're highlighting that, because I do think that is really important, that like somebody is able to go down a path and then understand that, like, okay, like I did this for the season that I had to do it for, but this is not something that I want to like make my bones out of, right?
Exactly. Like if it's a very different scenario if you decided to go down this path as a full send, I'm going to do this for the next 10 years type of situation. Do it for a couple of months, see how it works out, see how it affects you morally, and then reassess from there.
I think I think that's like the justification I think I've given myself on like a lot of random things. Like I knew like for a while that I was like, yo, like I know that I'm not gonna play poker like forever.
I kind of miss it.
Somebody hit me for a game today too, and I was gonna hit you, but then I was like, I knew we were gonna have this moral conversation, and I was like, do I really want to bring this back?
So I have a friend who runs a poker game. Great guy. Don't want to say his name, but you know who it is.
Okay.
He asked me to help him with maybe some whatnot shows, selling sports cards. Because long story short, he has this poker space, and it's only obviously operating at night. During the daytime, he still rents the space. So he was like, yo, can we set up like a little podcast area? Can we set up like a whatnot shop to start selling sports cards? He's like, yo, come down to the poker game. Let's talk about it. Putting me in that environment, hearing those chips, seeing the cards fly, I'm not gonna lie, I was itching a little bit.
I think that's why we. I think that's why we probably shouldn't go back, because like I look at it as like it's like somebody who is truly an alcoholic, right? If they have one sip, they're gonna full send it, right? And like I think that's like, again, like listen, we were gamblers for real, right? And that like little itch, as soon as you start scratching it, it's a hard itch to keep scratching.
I did find something out about myself, though. I don't think it's about the gambling aspect of it. And here's what I mean by that. I recently started playing Riftbound. I told you about this off camera. Riftbound's a card game. It's a TCG, like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, One Piece. I'm finding the same competitive energy and the same happiness and joy in playing this free card game as I did with poker, surprisingly.
So valid, because I do miss that. I miss the mental warfare.
That's what I loved about poker the most. Like, the money was great, don't get me wrong. When you're winning, it's a high. But I think the competition, to me, figuring out people's hands, reading the table dynamics, like really putting the pieces together, that was one of my favorite parts of poker.
Bro, think about it. Like, you came from a competitive background, right? Like, you played ball for mad long. Like, competition is within, like, our blood, right? So just being able to do that in your 20s and your 30s in a different environment, like it feels really good. Like it felt good to go up against another man and go toe to toe on everything, right? On our livelihoods, on all of it. And of course, like it is like it's
a crazy high.
It's a stadium for gladiators. Right? It's a stadium for gladiators. Like that's like what high traders, right? Like high frequency traders, that's how they look at it.
Different arenas, but same concept. I think when you boil it down, it's just human nature to want to compete and be dominant.
And again, in a closed space. But the way that I'm trying to rationalize it in my brain is that I need to take that competitive spirit to everything else I do, because it all, like, you can really apply that mindset to everything, right? Figuring out strategy, working a model, building a business. All of it stems from that competitive thing. When you build a pod, you're competing against every pod.
Essentially. I mean, not, maybe indirectly, but you are.
There's no going around it, and this kind of dovetails to our conversation from the top of the pod. When you make content, when you make anything that is consumable, you're competing against everything else that's consumable. Right? Like,
okay. I agree.
Like, if you're spending an hour watching a podcast, you could have spent that hour watching a movie on Netflix, and it's directly in competition with each other. Like, those two things are directly competing for your time.
They're both those mediums are vying for your time.
The option's always on. Like, movies are now no longer competing with other movies. They're competing against
with digestible content.
All digestible content. So as you saw the rise of short form content, you saw the decline in consumption of long form content, because there's something else available.
Well, it's also attention span and ADHD and TikTok and all that stuff, how it kind of warped the human psyche, where it's like, if you don't like something, you can swipe up within 3 seconds.
Have you ever seen, you see all the graph, they laid out social media growth and then literacy levels?
Lower?
It literally, same date, like Instagram got introduced in like 2012. The date that Instagram got introduced, look at the literacy graph after that.
Yeah.
It's like a sharp decline.
Yeah. That's bad.
It's bad. Like, as somebody who's been getting cooked on the internet, I looked through comments and I'm like, wow, like people are just dumb. And it's like, that is the future of everything.
Yeah. You have been getting cooked a lot though.
Yo,
It's fucking hilarious.
Yo, now there's a new cycle because, shout out to Flagrant put out their podcast with Jasleen and Akaash. Yo, the intro for that was amazing. On a content level, the intro for that Flagrant bit
It's
was
similar
amazing.
to what we did.
Huh?
It's similar to what we did.
They do it so well, though. It's like well produced. There's funny bits into it. And people are cooking them because they're like, oh, there's more dislikes on it. Yo, at this point, y'all aren't paying attention. Attention is attention.
Yeah, engagement's engagement. I think what a lot of people don't understand, and this is why rage baiters and people who create that type of content do so well and still have an audience, regardless of how you're interacting with somebody's video or post or whatever the case may be, engagement's engagement. It's going to drive the algorithm and it'll push them further into like FYPs and stuff like that.
That's why everyone who is hated is at the top of their industry right now.
Yeah.
Akademiks, hated at the bat, top of his industry. Joe Budden, hated, top of his industry. Tucker Carlson, hated, top of his industry. Donald Trump, hated, top of his industry.
I think people underestimate how many people out there are willing to hate watch somebody.
That is the rub.
Yeah.
The people that are willing to watch you, because there's only so many people that are going to watch you out of love.
Yeah.
Right? They are out there, but that takes a lot more effort to cultivate.
Than hate watching. Yeah.
Hate watching, we all do it. Like you put.
No, I don't.
Huh?
I can't. If I can't stand somebody's content, I won't feed into it.
But you don't ever get caught up in like watching, like, yo, if a random kid get punched on the street, I might watch that randomly.
Do they deserve it?
Huh?
Do they deserve it?
I don't know. All I'm seeing is the kid getting punched in the street.
All right, I'll click that one. I would click that one.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But somebody I don't know saying something really moving and really insightful, it's got to be like top tier for me to watch that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I agree.
Listen, don't laugh at me because the internet cooking me. Because after I put out this, that might be the go clip this week.
You have the American citizens bothering you about your comments. I have these K-pop fans that are about to come after me, and these guys are ruthless, bro. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they kind of see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Oh, what are you expecting? Grace from the internet? That's hilarious.
I'm just saying. Hopefully,
hopefully they don't.
Hopefully they understand my thought process and understand why my rankings are my rankings. And I don't think I'm wrong. I'll double down.
Yo, wait, which one did you say that they're going to hate you the most for? The Jenny bit, right? That's going to be the first line.
Why would you repeat that?
It's going to be like, yo, Jenny is the least talented.
I didn't say she was the least talented. I said she was the third
least, the second to least talented.
Okay, it's not my fault. It's a group of 4. She's number 3. That's
gonna be the caption. I'm gonna put the whole at in there too, like from the soul says.
Oh my god.
I hope one of those that'd be great for the pod, by the way. If one of these K-pop places put podcaster from the soul says Jenny is the least talented.
Listen, she had the worst solo career out of the 3, or arguably all right, out of the 3 people who came out solo so far, Jisoo I'm not going to count because she's kind of had a weird solo career. Lisa and Jenny are tied for careers. Rosie literally has the best solo career. It's not arguable. Her album did the best numbers. Her songs do the best, have the most plays. It is what it is.
Yeah, when we launch that Patreon, we're going to get the real Blackpink thoughts from Gary. I'm going to put that shit behind the paywall.
Put it behind a paywall. I'll go unfiltered for that shit.
I'm gonna put it on wax. If this clip does what's the number that we launch the Patreon and we go unfiltered?
If this Jenny clip gets to let's say 50K.
50K?
50K. 50K.
Easy.
Easy.
Hey, you heard it here first. If this Jenny clip hits 50K, me and Gary are gonna launch a Patreon, put his real Blackpink thoughts and some other
You don't
details
want to
behind
hear
the
it.
paywall.
I'm gonna get fucking cooked. Because I've had conversations with my friends about this, and it's very unfiltered, and it's not gonna be taken. It's not gonna be received well by the public. Because I have thoughts on this group.
We hit in the Patreon lick.
I'm
Yo,
fried.
of the 40% of podcasts, yo, we are gonna be here.
I'm so fried. Oh god.
We got anything else? You got anything coming up this week?
Just kind of preparing for the holidays. Mariah defrosted, so I'm looking forward to that. Just chilling. What are you doing for Christmas?
What am I doing for Christmas? Yo, that feels so far away, but it's really not.
Dude, I drove into the city yesterday, and the tree lighting and the traffic and like Fifth Avenue being shut down, miserable.
Miserable, but I won't lie. Christmas in New York is one of the most beautiful things in the world.
I will say the first 3 weeks of December, New York City is the one place you go to if you want to feel the Christmas spirit.
It's probably the only place left in America that you could truly feel like Christmas is coming.
Yeah. It's,
Like walk through Macy's right now.
yeah.
Walk through Macy's right now.
I don't want to sound too cliche about it, but it's kind of magical.
It's magical. Like
Yeah.
the same feeling you get when you watch that scene from Elf when he's in Macy's.
Yeah.
It still feel like that.
Yeah. And it's not a stretch. Like if you ever spent the first 2-3 weeks in New York City for Christmas, you'll understand.
Yo, guys, thank y'all for listening. This was We Felt That.
Later.